Mr. Bailey? Trustees, remember please to talk into the microphone. Trustees, remember to please talk into the microphone, please.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Especially Jerry.
Gary, I said Gary.
I'm good. Hi, ladies. Welcome. Yes. Welcome. How are you? Thank you. City pleasure. Thank
Oh, yes, I have one. I think I have. Yeah, I have one. There is more? There isn't.
Food. It said food vendors. This is the menu. Oh, it's the menu. And then tell your friends over here to hurry in here. All right, awesome. Yeah, so he said, I don't know the code, and he's like, what? Somebody said, let's start over. I go, exactly. I just said no.
I'm sure it was fun.
It's all good. Big man. Big man.
Good evening. The Hainesville Village Board meeting will now come to order on Tuesday, August 26th at 7:05 p.m. If everybody will please rise and I'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Linda Soto.
Present.
Trustees Darrenowski is absent. Crease.
Here.
Duberstein. Here. Barrett.
Here.
Daly.
Here.
And Washington.
Here.
Okay, we are in quorum. Can I have a motion for approval of tonight's agenda?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Trustees Crease.
Aye.
Duberstein. Barrett.
Aye.
Daly.
Aye.
And Washington.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, we have special visitors this evening that are going to do a brief but fun presentation. We have two ladies from the community that are movers and shakers. I think everybody knows Judy Armstrong, and I had heard many good things, but don't think I've ever really spent any time with Cindy Pagano, but I'm looking forward to working with her more in the future. So ladies, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Mayor. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to be here at the Hainesville Village Board meeting. It's nice to be among friends. And it is my privilege tonight to tell you a little bit about Top Box Foods. Trustee Duperstein may have already mentioned it. She heard the presentation at best, and so I hope I'm not being redundant. Top Box is a non-for-profit. It was started in 2012 by Chris and Sheila Kennedy. The mission of Top Box is to deliver high-quality, low-cost, healthy fruits, vegetables, and foods to individuals who do not have access to healthy eating options. Top Box has been running in Chicago for 2 years, since its inception, and we are starting this test pilot out in Lake County, recognizing that the poverty rates in Lake County have been rising, that we have more low-income, underemployed, and unemployed people within the county. And often people choose to buy medicine, other necessities, rather than fresh fruits and vegetables or meats. For a family of 4, the poverty line is $41,000. If you made $41,001, you are not eligible for any assistance or aid. So imagine being the young family with 2 children who's making $41,500. How do you manage to get those fresh fruits and vegetables? Both Cindy and I have talked about how when our families were young, we always had to go past the fresh stuff, head for the frozen, look for the generic frozen, because it was the least expensive. So Top Box preserves people's dignity by having them pay for their food, but at 40% off of retail. There's no profit made at all. It's a non-for-profit organization. But the foods are restaurant quality, beginning of life produce. Often at a food pantry or someplace that someone might go for assistance, fruits and vegetables are at the end of life. They're the things that couldn't be sold. And so you might be able to pick up something you could use today, but you're not going to be able to pick up something that you could use on Thursday or Friday. So Top Box fixes that problem by offering a box of fruits and vegetables for $10 that contains carrots, potatoes, onions, always, but then another variety of vegetables and fruits seasonally, according to what's available. The price is 40% off retail, and I'm going to ask Cindy to join me now and take over from there.
Okay. They'll also have a meat box, which will be 3 to 4 meat choices. It'll be packaged already, it's frozen. It'll be $11, and we'll have a mega meat box, depending on the meats that are available and the value in which they can buy them will depend on the size, the amount of meats in the box. I think it's very important that we're able to help the people that are falling in the gap. It will also help the people who are receiving assistance from their government stretch their dollars further. They can pay with cash, credit, debit, SNAP link. There's no qualifications. No one has to fill anything out. They don't have to give their name. The single moms out there that are trying to raise a family, the seniors, the vets. This is just going to make such a great impact for this community. And we're all from the area, the leadership team for the Run Lake area. We're all community members, and we need your help now to get the word out to the people in the community that can use this, as well as any friends or family that you might know that could use this assistance. I know I have many family members and friends that I'd like to know about this. So what we'd really like is just your assistance to get this out, help us get this out. There will be, I don't know if anyone's received yet, there will be an email being sent out with a little article about tap box, as well as they'll have 2 electronic flyers in them. And if you could share that with your email list and all your friends, like us on Facebook. Did you get it today? Okay, great. And then like us on Facebook. And then ask all your friends to like us and share our page. We really, really appreciate it. It will take place the 2nd Saturday of every month, beginning September 13th. It's going to be at Calvary Presbyterian Church right on Cedar Lake Road in Round Lake. We'll be there from 9 to 11 a.m. They'll pay, go to the truck. We'll have people working the trucks as well as people to help carry the groceries to their cars. They pay, they pick up their food, and they go home with it. There's no limit. They can get as many boxes as they like. So if you have a large family, you want to get 2 boxes of produce and 2 mega boxes, you can. So I just think it's a great opportunity.
Will the pickup always be in Calvary? Or
Yes.
Okay.
It will always be at Calvary as long as we can make, it depends, if we keep growing, then we'll have to find another spot, but for right now, we'll think we'll be okay there. And the more people we serve, the more food they're going to be able to buy and put in those boxes
Sure.
at a reduced rate, so.
Is it first come, first served?
Well, right now, we're planning on 300 people, so we think we'll be okay, and if for some reason we would run out, they'll be giving out vouchers for $1 off for the next delivery. Or if somebody wants to drive, there'll be a delivery in Waukegan and also one in North Chicago the same week. So we're hoping.
And anybody can go and buy it.
Exactly. I think there will be people that, such as myself, that won't wait in line, to get a reduction. But I think the people that really, really need this will wait. Questions?
We do have it on our website.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, and if you just continue to spread the word, we would really, really appreciate it. It's been so well received by the community. I know they're coming, Wendy Gordon will be at your festivities on September 6th, so she'll be also spreading the word in the community.
And Trustee Duberstein brought some of the
Yes.
flyers. If you need more, let us know. We have them both in English and in Spanish. So if there's any materials that you need, if you need posters, we're happy to drop them off.
I got the flyers on the attachment with the articles sent today. Okay.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much, ladies. I think it's wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, at this time, we'll take public comments. Is there anybody here that would like to address the board that filed a card with the clerk? No public comments. Going, gone. All right, if we can have a motion for approval of tonight's omnibus vote agenda, please.
So moved. Second.
I think I have first, second, and third. Okay, roll call.
Trustees Crease,
Aye.
Duberstein, Garrett,
Aye.
Daly,
Aye.
and Washington.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, we'll move on to reports and communications, starting with our village engineer, Greg Ruick.
Thanks, Mayor. Just a couple of items today. The Cranberry Lake resurfacing bids were open a couple of weeks ago. We actually had 3 bidders. The high bidder was $497,000, and the low bidder, which we're more interested in, was Peter Baker and Sons at $432,007. They were the same group that actually did the Misty Hill project, which I think was very successful. So we're familiar with Village of Hainesville, and they gave us a favorable price, that's for sure. We're not looking at awarding this particular project tonight. This project is actually tied with a grant that we are getting from the Lake County Community Development Block Grant. They have been promising the paperwork for that grant, say, over the last, say, 3 months. We still have not received it. I was in touch with them via email 2 days ago, and they still have not finalized the grant paperwork on their end. So the bids are held for 45 days, so we can award this contract to Peter Baker and Sons at the next September board meeting and still be within the limits of the bid being held.
Greg, what are we expecting that the grant may produce?
I have asked them several times, and it's always started, it was going to be the end of June, and then it was going to be the end of July, and now here we are.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
it's
The dollar amount.
The dollar is $85,000.
85, thank you.
At the meeting that I went to, the pre-construction meeting, no, bid processing grant, what was that meeting?
That was the mandatory award.
The mandatory award, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, they explained to me, they didn't think they would get it any earlier than the end of July, most realistically, August. But I am concerned because we're here at August 26th.
Yes.
Do we know, because it's my understanding they can't release anything, or their holdup always is, they're waiting for money from the federal government.
Correct.
So, it's not that they haven't gotten around to writing something. So, do you know indeed if that's the case and if they anticipate when they're getting it? Otherwise, I'll be happy to give them a call tomorrow to try to find
I
out.
think at this point we should give them a call tomorrow.
Okay,
I've had experience with block grants in the past where we've entered into contracts prematurely, or the village did, and they actually pulled the funding for the grant. So that's why we're being a little extra careful on this particular one, but we'll coordinate with them starting tomorrow.
I know that we were told that the signs look good, that indeed we were getting the money to the county from the federal government, but the fact that we don't have it yet has me mildly concerned, so.
Craig, how long can we wait? Okay, you said 45 days, but as far as the contractor, what would the latest you would want to start basically on repaving?
I would say, traditionally, the asphalt plants shut down, say Thanksgiving, right around there, like November 15th. And if we were able to award this at our next board meeting, I'm confident we would get it done this construction season. I would say October 1 would be an absolute drop dead date, and even that would assume that we get favorable weather to complete the project.
Okay.
Greg, can I ask you an unrelated question? And it may have been answered before. The Washington Street construction,
Yes.
we need to move a lift station, but it's the county's lift station, is my understanding? So I don't understand why we have to pay to move there. I thought that we had to pay like $100,000.
Actually, as part of that project, we have a force main that is along Washington Street. And that is what has to.
Oh, okay, that's.
And that's ours.
Yes, that's ours.
That came up quite a while ago. This lift station issue that I wrote about in the memo just came up very recently.
Okay, I knew there was
Yeah.
something, but I just.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The
I
storm
wanted
sewer
to
pipe,
clear,
yeah.
I just wanted to clear it up, thank you.
And then also in the business section of tonight, there's a ordinance appointing Mayor Linda Soto to the Northwest Sewer Advisory Committee and myself to the Technical Advisory Committee. That's basically for the west side of town. Our sewers are actually tributary to the Fox Lake treatment plant, and this sewer group is the advisory committee that, the communities appoint a delegate basically to a meeting, and we attend them regularly. And it's just basically a formality that they want this appointed through a resolution.
We've been attending diligently.
Yes.
So you can get our money back.
I can tell you where it goes.
I'm pretty sure I know where it goes.
It all goes downstream.
That is all.
Okay, any other questions for Greg? Okay, Village Attorney Jim Rock.
Thank you, Mayor Soto. Just a few things tonight. We met earlier this month with a landowner in the village who is potentially interested in developing a business here in the village, and I think you'll be hearing more about that in the coming maybe days and months. Also, had some conversations with Mayor Soto and Village Planner Al Maiden in regard to an amendment to the zoning ordinance in regard to the operation of medical cannabis dispensary facilities. And we anticipate we'll have a conversation with the board in September about the potential ordinance that would make changes to our zoning code. Also, work with Jeff on the street light and snow plowing bids. And that's all I have tonight.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Thank you. Public Works Superintendent, Jeff Gately.
Thank you, Mayor. On that note, snow plowing is out for bid. Packets are due this Thursday at 4:30. Bid opening will be Friday morning at 10. We did have several companies that were highly interested in coming in, so we'll know more on Friday. The street light bid is done. I have been working with Mr. Mike Stanch, who's with the 360 Energy Group, who is the company that is hired by the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus to help villages get the funding from the DECO grants and such. He came out, met with myself and Linda. There's some things we have to change, a couple of little things to change on the actual bid document itself. Of interest though, the fixture that we chose, that we liked, is not eligible to qualify for the grant funding. So he's looking at a couple of different style fixtures, similar to what we were looking at, and as soon as he gets some fixtures, emailed up to us, I'll certainly show them to everybody. The lights have to be part of this, it's called a design light consortium, and it's got to be registered with that consortium in order to get any type of DECO funding. And with the amount of streetlights we currently have, we would be looking to get a reimbursement of anywhere between $15,000 to $20,000, somewhere in that area. So it's a pretty sizable amount of money. So other than
It's not funding for the entire project,
No.
which we got.
Yeah.
And what is it calculated on, the savings and
the
wattage?
savings it's $1.38 per watt reduction per fixture. So calculating the 175 watt we're using now, that we're going down to an 80, could even be down to a 60 versus 81 fixtures. That's how you come up with the calculation. Plus, there's other things we can do to get some extra bonus, attend a class here and there. But yeah, 15 to 20,000 is generally where we're at. And he was also explaining that fixture prices have come down quite substantially over the last few years. So hopefully this project will even come in under what we thought it was going to be originally, plus the extra money we would get from the DECO. So it should end up being a good deal.
With that knowledge, can we proceed with the project so we can get it done this construction season?
Yes.
And hopefully then qualify for the funding?
Well, we have a deadline to meet.
Yeah, there's a deadline, so he has to get us the fixtures. We can go ahead and go with the fixture, whichever one we decide to go with, as long as it's listed. We can go ahead and do it this year.
Okay.
And then the funding will become available. But he'll let us know when everything is going to take place.
Okay.
When to start, when you can see the funding. But we will be in good shape.
So the idea is that we would pay and then they would reimburse us, or is there?
Yes.
Just like the Emerald Ash Board grants.
Yeah. Yeah, once, we get everything installed, they'll come out, they'll make sure we did everything that we said we were going to do, and then they'll.
But he was pretty confident that we would qualify if we have the right fixture.
Yeah, as long as we have the right fixture, it should not be an issue. And then we'll also, once this project is done, our con-ed rate will also drop as well, because we're not using as many watts, so it'd be good to get this done. And it's looking like it's going to happen within this year.
It'll probably coincide with Conrad raising all the other rates to make up for the money we're going to save.
Of course. But, at any rate, and that's all I've got. I'm good, thank you.
Any other questions for Jeff regarding Public Works? Okay, Police Chief, Phil Perlini. Commander Mora.
I guess summer's officially over now that we're talking about snow plowing contracts. That's not so good. Kids are in school, that is good, and that went very well. Usually it's, the first week is sort of hectic, and I think this week went pretty well. At Prairie View, and of course the other schools that we're in charge of, but we're especially cognizant of the traffic on 120, especially with Washington still being under construction, although that's nearing its end. It looked like this morning anyway. But things have been going well there. And speaking of Prairie View School, I just wanted to point out, I spoke about it a little bit last month, but we have the actual statistics for our DUI project that we ran there on the 3rd of July. We made 12 arrests off that DUI roadside check. It's a roadside safety check, actually. And out of those 12 arrests, 5 of them were DUI violations. So it's a great location. Once you make that turn on 120, you're pretty much committed. So I think we did very well there. It was nice getting lots of DUIs off the road. We did. We got we had 5 drivers with no valid driver's licenses. We had 5 DUIs. 3 of those DUIs had also no valid driver's licenses. Lots of no insurance, some cannabis. So we did a really good job that night. And every night. And, if you get a chance to read the stats off from July, so we made a lot of traffic arrests here last month. Not all related to that DUI stop, but it was just a very busy month. And, we're trying our best. I think we're doing a good job. It's hard to tame the traffic when the traffic can't move. So we've been having a couple issues now and then, but now the Washington roads coming up open, I think things are going to get a little better, except for this afternoon over here. Things will be getting better. We have this stray accident every now and then, but all actually accidents are down. So I think some of the reason that we have to thank for that are people calling in bad drivers. The other part of that is that we've been pretty vigilant about speed limits through town, especially with cut-through traffic caused by Washington Street construction and things. So that's about all I have. Jeff's here, and I bring Jeff with me, so it reminds everybody that actually Jeff is the second in command of the police department. So if there's an issue and you can't get a hold of me, you certainly can get a hold of Jeff. The 2 of us always make sure we're not off together, so there's always one or the other of us there. If you ever need anything, if you can't get a hold of me, you can get a hold of Jeff.
Is that why he's losing his hair?
We all try to mask it with these short haircuts. You shouldn't bust us out like that. See, I'm not great or ball.
Chief, are you planning any more safety checks?
We have one a year. It is funded. It's funded on a grant. They can let Jeff talk about the grants, but we obtained a grant for that for the state of Illinois. We actually obtained a sizable grant, $36,000 this year, and that's based on our enforcement and our carrying out other roadside checks. It's based on the year's statistics. So compared to departments around, we get a lot of money. We get a lot of money because we get a lot of results. So obviously Hainesville is included in that with Grays Lake. So the other little piece of news I have is we're in the midst of redesigning our patch to more permanently include Hainesville in our patch. So we're eyeing a couple of different designs, and when we get the artwork back, we'll run it past you. And I don't know, sort of exciting for us anyway.
It is exciting.
But, yeah, it's lends a little more permanency to the whole situation, which we've redesigned the cars a little bit, and we haven't gotten them yet, but we have a design for them, and that's also inclusive of Hainesville. So
I also want to compliment Officer Hedlund, who assisted me at my home with an interesting solicitor. I think I mentioned in the last meeting, we had a couple solicitors, and I was happy the police department was not only able to stop the kids, but my bigger concern, or who you hope to catch, is the van that's driving them around and dropping them off. But I just want the residents to be aware, and I want the PD to know that Officer Hegland did a great job. I had a young lady come to my door, and in my conversation with her, it was clear it was the magazine scam, which I haven't heard. I thought that that kind of went to the wayside.
But it dried up with the internet.
Yeah, well, but anyway, she told me she was here from Birmingham, Alabama. And I said, you live in Birmingham, Alabama? And she said, yes, she did. Very streetwise young lady, but was very polite with me. And in our conversation, I said, so your boss dropped you off, right? Yes, he did. Well, where is he now? Well, he's gone. Well, in our conversation, she told me they drive from state to state. State to state doing this. It's just amazing to me. And lady was from Birmingham, Alabama. But anyway, good job.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the police chief, commander? Okay. Trustee Daly will give the financial reports. Her treasurer's not here. Village clerk, Kathy Metzler.
Been busy with the public hearing for September 9th board meeting. Also working with potential new business owner for 172 Fair Lawn. Placed the ad for the snow plowing bid notice, and as Jeff said, the bids are due Friday. We did have 6 bid packets picked up.
The bids are due Thursday.
I mean Thursday, but we have the bid opening on Friday. I apologize, yes. I've had a few FOIAs, and then Kelly had 2 FOIAs that pertain to her items. And then Deputy Clerk Roseanne Stark and I will be attending our clerks meeting on Wednesday, September 10th to pick up our election packets. They don't have the calendar out yet, so I'm not sure the whole schedule. But we have 3 trustee spots that are up for election, and that would be Trustee Walkington, Trustee Barrett, and Trustee Crease for the November 4th election.
No, that would be for spring election.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
What am I, yeah, for spring, I'm sorry. Oh, my word.
She's trying to get you guys out.
November is probably when the packets will be, delivered, whatever, picked up.
You're getting ready for the November election, and then you're getting candidate packets
Yes.
for the spring election.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. I know what you're trying to say.
And that's all I have.
Okay. Okay, we will move on to the mayor's report. As the chief said, back to school has gone pretty well, knock on wood. August 13th was real early, in my opinion, for going back to high school, but we did nonetheless, and now all the schools are back in session. So our signs with Let's Slow Down, the public works place for the community, it seems to be having some impact, and I see not quite as much cut-through traffic, but it varies day to day. I met August 7th with the Cranberry Lake North Association Board. Very nice meeting. There's a new president, and I met with the other officers as well. We had a nice meeting to get to know each other and just talk about things that going on in the community and how associations in the village can work together and things that unfortunately we can't work together on. One of the topics was the recent accident that occurred off of Hainesville Road. We had another DUI. Car left Hainesville Road. You probably saw the caution tape on the west side by the Cranberry Lake North Townhomes. It took out our village sign, the round old sign. It took out a few trees. It hit an air conditioner, I believe, and then part of the building. Fortunately, no major damage done to the building. But what was really eye-opening is that if it had been over just a little bit more, that's where the gas meters are. and there's 6 in a row there. So we could have had another incident like we had on the east side of the road, October 25th. So this is the second one in not even a year. I am sending correspondence to Lake County DOT to appeal to them for what assistance, whether it's guardrails or whatever. When I did talk to the association board, I encouraged them that they probably want to invest in some bollards or something around the gas meters. Bollards, the poles, you know, they have them around the air conditioners in their driveways, but if they put some concrete ones around the gas meters, that certainly would help. So, and I know that Wally's going to talk about that as well. He has some other ideas or is exploring some things because it is a concern. This was, that really could have been quite a catastrophe. Also, some exciting things going on. I have met and spoken with reps from the Lake and McHenry Counties Fire Department Specialized Response Team. They came out and met with Jeff Gately and I and walked the Public Works Building. They are interested in leasing a bay over Public Works for their equipment and an office area for their coordinator that oversees the equipment and the schedule for maintaining the equipment and response. This is not first response equipment. There's not equipment that's going to be flying out with lights blazing at 3 in the morning. It's equipment that's shared with the departments and the counties because it's needed infrequently, but when it's needed, it's really needed. Their board is meeting tomorrow night, and so we hope that that board will agree or vote that they should enter into, I guess, legal negotiation in coming up with an intergovernmental agreement. But it's exciting news. It's an ideal location for them. It's centrally located, and out of the facilities that they looked at, I know they really like this one the best. So we're excited about that, hopefully moving forward. Also, another exciting bit of news that you'll hear more about this fall is there's a rectangular 1-acre piece of property directly behind 7-Eleven that was purchased recently. It is purchased by a fast food investor and developer, and so they have met with myself, the engineer and planner and attorney. Kathy, our clerk, has put together the development package, and so the ball is in their court. They'll be coming back to us. Right now they're looking at putting in a Dunkin' Donuts and one other fast food entity. They own several interests, so the other one is yet to be determined. There will be a public hearing involved sometime in the future with that, as a drive-through is a special use. It is zoned for fast food, but the drive-through portion is a special use. And that is so you have better control over the design of the drive-through. So, some exciting things going on. Let's move on to our standing committees. Finance, Trustee Daly.
From Kelly, Illinois General Assembly has passed a transportation-related capital bill program for 2014. It's called Illinois Jobs Now. It initially began in 2010, and the village received $14,956 for 5 consecutive years, $74,000 total. This went to the MFT fund. She's speculating that we may receive a little bit more. We don't have figures at this point. While Kelly was on vacation, she received a copy of the draft, or a draft copy of the audit, and it's on her desk for review. She has to complete the management discussion letter, which is all part of the audit, and send it back, and then we'll get a printed copy here before too long. That's the Treasury report for Finance. The Finance Committee accepted the salary study that was done for the village by a company called GovHR. We accepted that this evening, and part of that was, or one of the goals that it did accomplish was developing salary ranges for our various level of employees. They also developed job descriptions for our employees, and in the upcoming month will help us develop an evaluation process that we can use on at least an annual basis to then become a tool in deciding on raises. Next month at the board meeting, I will present a little bit more information about the salary study and proposed raises for staff. And that's about it.
Okay, thank you. Public Works, Trustee Walkington.
I really don't have anything tonight. I had my regular Monday meeting with the mayor and Jeff Monday morning, and discussed a few things, and moving forward.
Yes, we are. Okay, thank you, Gary. Public Safety, Trustee Crease.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, tonight we had a meeting with public safety, and the discussion was pretty much on the Hainesville road safety and the incidents that have happened in the past. We would be looking into the other things, like some ballards, and some of the concerns was what speeds they were at, what would be the impact if they hit the ballard, would it stop, would it deflect, or whatever, and plus also the legal, ramifications that we might have with those. So we'll be we'll be looking into this, and we'll have a further report probably next month. So.
Great. Okay, Wetlands and Open Spaces and Great Age Club, Trustee Duberstein.
Yes, I might have mentioned in the past that there were plans to put trees and shrubs in the area along 120 near Deer Point. However, there was a problem with the herbicide staying in the ground so long that we haven't been able to do that. We did put in a couple of shrubs just to see how it would react, and one of the shrubs died. We're not sure whether it was a bad shrub or if it is the continuation of the herbicide. So we put in another 2 shrubs, and so far they're looking okay. I haven't had a close look. It was a drive-by look. And if they are okay, then we will be putting in some shrubs and trees to fill in that area where we removed the phragmites that are an invasive weed that you see along the highway. And right now they have it's a very dark brown seed, like a flag almost, blowing in the wind. So it was a good thing that we got rid of that. And we're hoping to beautify that area soon. With the Great Age Club, we didn't meet in August, but we're meeting the day after Labor Day and having a documentary about a woman who has had an amazing life. She was born in 1911 and was a journalist and involved in when they liberated the camps after the Holocaust. And I mean, just amazing. And at the time of the documentary, she was 97 and just with it as ever. So I thought the seniors would enjoy seeing that. So that's what's going on.
Okay, good, thank you. Okay, Trustee Darrenowski is absent. We'll move on to Transportation. Trustee Barrett.
Well, 120 is opened at the Real Grade Crossing, so that's a lot less days for Chief. Looks like they're just about done with 137, so that'll take a little bit of the strain of everything getting backed up, and 120 with people trying to turn right to go down 137. I did take a trip over to the Rollins Road underpass bridge project, and they're actually putting a lot of concrete support structures in right now. Actually, what the structures are for is that the railroad wants to, or when they double track through there, that they'll have the supports in place so they can lay the second bridge without too much of a traffic delay. Even with all the rain that we've had recently, that whole area seems to be draining pretty well, so it wasn't too bad.
All right, thank you. Okay, special events. Our big event coming up is under business, so I'm going to save some of our fire for that. But a hot topic always in this town and we've already had a couple inquiries, I was even stopped at Walgreens, is Halloween trick-or-treating hours? This is the most pressing question that I get every year. We will have Sunday trick-or-treating. Thank you, Gary. Sunday trick-or-treating as usual. Sunday, October 26, 3:30 to 7 p.m. And we will offer the hay rides as we traditionally do as well. So, there's the big news. Halloween falls on a Friday this year. So that always causes a little anxiety with some people. Would we really do it the Sunday after Halloween? No, we never do it the Sunday ever after Halloween. It will be the Sunday before. And then what are the hours? So that's the hours. And we will have that in the next newsletter and on the website shortly. Let's move on to business. We have a resolution appointing myself, Mayor Linda Soto, as representative for the Northwest Lake County Wholesale Sewer Policy Advisory Committee, and appointing Engineer Greg Ruin as representative for the Northwest Lake County Wholesale Sewer Technical Advisory Committee. And Jeff Gately has the proud honor of being the alternate to both of our positions. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustees Crease.
Aye.
Duberstein.
Aye.
Barrett.
Aye.
Daly.
Aye.
And Washington.
Aye.
Motion carried, resolution R14-8-80.
Okay, so just around the corner, the weekend following Labor Day weekend, September 6th and 7th, the Village of Hainesville is having an 1864 Civil War encampment and small skirmish. The troops will be rolling in Friday afternoon and setting up camp. We will be doing setup earlier that Friday, and the event starts on Saturday. I've passed out the final schedule, so I have extra copies here. The preliminary schedule went out in the mail to all our residents and has been posted on the website. The update will be added in the next day or two. We now have the food menu added, and of course that again is something near and dear to everyone, is what food will we be offering. We will have the American Legion beer tent, Wino's wine vendor, and the food vendor will be offering pulled pork and pulled chicken barbecue sandwiches, burgers, brats, dogs, corn dogs, fries, and cheese curds, hand squeezed lemonade, funnel cakes, pretzels with cheese, kettle corn, snow cones, and soft drinks. Sounds pretty delicious. Very excited talking to the colonel and the doctor that runs the Civil War surgery tent. This is just going to be so much fun. We confirmed President Lincoln and Mary Lincoln's hotel reservation today because they do not camp out in the park. They are put up a hotel, so we're happy to report that their hotel reservation has been confirmed. So spread the word. Also, Sunday, 2 p.m. will be the vintage baseball game. We have the Hainesville Harvestmen playing the Grays Lake Athletics. The first practice last week got rained out, of course. So I'm hoping that we're getting somehow people together and at least communicating and understanding the rules. And we'll have a decent turnout. It's going to be a lot of fun. So spread the word, and we will be offering overflow parking here at the Village Hall and the Public Works Building. And the chief is arranging for Mobile Line to help with pedestrian crossing. We are making arrangements for a shuttle bus. I was supposed to hear back from Durham Bus Company today. I did not get the final quotes, so I will be calling them first thing in the morning. So we will get that worked out and there was that information posted. Any other questions regarding the event? Comments? Concerns? All right, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to close the open session and go into executive session.
So,
Second.
Roll call?
Just for clarification, we should state the reason we're going in, which is to discuss setting price for the sale or lease of real property under Open Meetings Act exception 2C6.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Trustees Priest, Duberstein, Barrett, Daly, and Walkington.
Aye.
Motion carried. At 8:50.
7:53.
Or 7:50. I am really off today, I
It's actually
apologize.
Wednesday?
No, it is